Is Quickshell worth the effort that you put into it? Well, here is exactly what you should know. So Quickshell is a building block for your desktop, as it says over here. It's not your run-of-the-mill Waybar config that you can just hop into, even if you know nothing about how to code, and configure willy-nilly and get it to look exactly how you want. It's not that simple. So as you can see, here we have a sample video by the creator of Quickshell himself, and it looks pretty fancy. Right now you might not be able to see it, but if you have used KDE before, the animations in the hovering part, like as you hover over the bar, is very similar to that which you have in KDE. It's extremely smooth and extremely well done. So if I show you why this is not going to be like Waybar, so let's just go to Fig, Waybar, okay? And here, let's just go to config.jsonc. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering what this colors folder is about, it's basically related to a custom theme switcher that I created, where I can basically switch between different themes at any single time that I want. So I have created a bunch of different custom themes over here, I can switch between them whenever I want, and it's going to change the rest of the system according to the colors that I choose. Pretty fancy, right? If you want to know how to make something like this, then just go ahead and click the first link in the description. I show you exactly how to make this step by step so that you don't have to look around wasting stuff. So here is the program, Accelerator, which details exactly how to do this. So as you can see over here, I teach you exactly how to do this from start to finish. So you don't have to waste time jumping from thing to thing and deal with that whole nonsense. Okay, and just for this month, there's going to be a discount on Accelerator, which is pretty much not going to last after this month at all. So if you miss out, you've pretty much missed out. So go ahead, grab it while it's less and have fun. Okay, now let's open config.jsonc. Let's do this. Okay, now here, as you can see, this is actually very readable. You don't have to be a programmer in order to know what's going on. So the position is going to be top. Obviously, the position is top. And then margin top, margin basically represents like outward spacing. So you see this window over here, and then we have this gap between the window and the monitor's edge. That can basically be considered margin, okay? So we have that over here, and it's basically pretty readable. Like even if you know nothing about how to code, you can take a look at this file, and then ignoring all the brackets and everything, if you just read what each of these little keys, as we say in JSON, says, you can understand what it's trying to do, right? Same thing for CSS, okay? You don't have to be a programmer or know anything about coding in order to fully grasp how CSS works. It's pretty simple. So all you have to do is just go over to Waybar's wiki, right? So that would be github.com, like says Waybar wiki. You go over there, and then in this module section, you click on whichever module you want to know more about, like for example, battery. Okay, you scroll down, and here you should see a style section where we have battery and then the status, the state, along with these two. So you can combine these two and then mess around with whatever the battery looks like. Okay, they give you an example or two as to how the styles are supposed to look, and you can just copy and paste them and create the config that you want. So this is the config I have over here, and as you saw earlier, as I switched themes, the colors of the bar also changed, okay? That is what you can do with Waybar, despite not knowing anything about how to code. Okay, so here if you look for background color, that's pretty simple, right? Then color min width. Min width is basically the minimum width that this element, which is this button, can have. So if I change min width to something like 20 pixels, it's just going to reduce, the minimum width of this button. Very simple. You don't have to be a genius to figure it out. Same thing for the transition. All you have to do is just look this up online, go over to Mozilla's website. They tell you all about transitions, and you're pretty much set, right? But however, Quickshell is not like that at all. So if we go over here, it says on the About page that Quickshell is a toolkit for building a desktop shell, okay? Which is to say components of your desktop like bars, widgets, lock screens, display managers, and the like. So what Quickshell is kind of like a hammer. So if you have a hammer and then you have a nail, instead of using your hand to drive the nail into the wall, okay, you're going to use the hammer, right? Unless you, of course, want to destroy your hand, you are most likely going to use the hammer in order to drive the nail into the wall. Now, same thing for using a drill, okay? So you don't want to probably sit there screwing every single, screw into a piece of plank or the wall or something, and so you use a drill. Same way, you don't want to sit here writing every single desktop widget like your lock screen and your logout menu and basically everything from scratch, right? So you would use a toolkit like Quickshell in order to do that for you. It's basically a hammer. Now, here it says that Quickshell is based on Qt Quick, which is kind of like another framework. Like you have Qt, right? Qt Quick is basically considered to be another framework and configured with QML. So QML is another programming language. So you have Python, Java, and all those languages, right? QML is just another language. As you can see here, it's the Qt Quick Interface Description Language. Provides integrations for a lot of different stuff so that you can get battery, network, volume, and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. You can also integrate it with APIs so that you can get AI functionality like in your sidebar, like you've probably seen in dot files online, okay, which are not exactly the wisest choice because they have a lot of maintenance issues that you run into and you have no idea what's going on with anything. So even if something breaks, you have no idea how to fix it. It's a whole nother mess, right? But we can get into that in a different time. Anyway, that's that. So that is why Quickshell is not like Waybar. So as you can see over here, they even mention it in the wiki. If you want to make your own, Quickshell is a relatively low-level tool. So in programming, we have high-level languages and then we have low-level languages, right? So in a low-level language, you're basically communicating with the machine as closely as you can. So if you pick a language like assembly, for example, that gives you very granular control over what exactly the CPU does. So it gives you a lot of control, basically. And with a higher level language, it's kind of like asking a really skilled person at a particular task to just go and do that task. So let's say you ask a teacher to just go and teach this class of students. Okay, that's what a high level language is like. But a low level language is more like asking the teacher, okay, or a toddler in this case, okay, whoever it might be, to first go over to the classroom and stand on the platform and then pick up the chalk, write the topic name on the board, turn to the students. Basically, that's what you're doing in a low-level language. You're instructing the machine to do everything for you, step by step. So it doesn't do anything without your prior initiation, right? That's what that is. So as it mentions here, you are not just changing styles and layouts, but practically programming, which is considerably more complex. Now, you will have to learn a completely new programming language that you saw over here, like QML. Now, chances are you have never worked with QML before, unless you, of course, are a Qt developer and you've been working with it all along. But chances are, again, you have nothing to do with this and you don't know anything about it at all. So how long would it actually take for you to get to grips with QML and Qt Quick in order to make the beautiful setups that you see online, where you have the sidebar along with all the animations and the cool API integrations and basically everything? How long would it take for you to do that? Well, it takes as long as it takes for you to first get to grips with the syntax of the language itself, right? The syntax of QML. So if we take a look at that, let's click on this language reference. Okay, this is what a QML doc looks like. So it's basically getting to know how the syntax of this language works. So that's one thing. And then you're also going to have to get to know how basic programming concepts work. If you don't work as a software developer already, right, you're going to have to learn how to code. And that's probably going to take you around a month to get to grips if you literally have nothing to do with code before. Okay. And then learning this is probably going to take you another 1 to 2 weeks. But making something like that with a sidebar and everything, it's probably going to take you another month to 2 months in order to learn everything and then apply whatever you've learned to the framework over here so you can get everything. So all in all, it's going to take you quite a while, right? Because again, as I mentioned earlier, you are programming. You are not just changing styles and layouts as written over here. You are writing code. But it's not all, sad stuff, because at the end of all this, right, at the end of the 1 to 2 months that you're probably going to be spending learning how to do this for yourself, creating the setups that you see online, you will have learned how to code. Okay, that is a valuable skill because it teaches you a lot of different things. Okay, it teaches you perseverance, it teaches you trial and error, it teaches you a bunch of different mental models. Okay, as I say, mental model is basically a way of looking at the world, right? It's a way of going about solving a problem. So it teaches you lots of those, teaches you engineering principles, and it basically teaches you a lot of stuff. And at the end of it, you also get a really cool desktop that you like working at, and that helps improve your productivity, which means that you make more money. So it depends, right? It depends on whether you're willing to go through the struggle and the sacrifices that are required for around 1 to 2 months in order to get the setup that you want and learn the skills that you're going to need for it. If you are willing to do that, then yes, Quickshell is in fact the best thing that you could ever learn, because this is going to help you in your work, in your daily life, as well as in your setup, right? But if you don't have that much time to learn how this works, and I might actually be extremely optimistic with how long learning Quickshell would actually take, because despite having done lots of programming in the past before, okay, me getting to grips with this is probably going to take me like probably a month. For you, if you don't have that much experience, it might take even longer, right? So yes, it's worth it if you want the skills and you want the kind of setup that you can just sit down and stare at, okay, 24/7. But it's not if you're not willing to invest the time into it. Sometimes you can't have the cake and eat it too. If you want to know how to make a blazing fast and beautiful Hyprland setup like the one that I just showed you over here, as you can see, the animations look pretty smooth. We have this logout menu, and then we have a custom theme switcher as I showed you earlier. Then go ahead and click the first link in the description. In fact, I'm running a limited time discount for the rest of this month, which is pretty much not going to be there after this month. So you might as well grab it now for a cheaper price than you usually would be able to. If you liked the video, hit like. If you loved it and want to see more like this in your feed, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Stay rising.